It's sad. It's disappointing. I enjoyed my time in Columbus. I love the city, and I think it would be unfortunate if the team were to leave. Obviously, they're one of the first teams in MLS and original, and it would be sad to see them leave that city. But unfortunately, I think it's up to only a couple people.
From your experience, though, as a resident and as a player, would a stadium downtown, I mean, the fairgrounds aren't that far, would that make that much of a difference, do you think?
I think it would, actually.
Okay.
Because, the stadium's pretty close to downtown, but it's not in a good area. It's close to OSU, but they don't get the attendance from OSU that I think everyone thinks or thought maybe they would. But there's nothing around the stadium.
Right.
You can't get there early and go to somewhere to have a drink or have something to eat unless you want to go to Lowe's and do some shopping. There's nothing else around it. So
Austin's a bit of a college town too. I don't know how much support they're going to get from Ohio State. It's a weird thing. What makes Toronto so good?
Depth, talent. They've got two of the best strikers in the league. They play 5 in the back, and they're tough to break down. They can rely on those front two, plus Vasquez and Bradley providing. Morrow gets up and down, and he's contributed here, especially in the latter half of the season. But they're just a team where the role players know their role, they do it very well, and they support the two big guns up top, and it's difficult.
Is there pressure in this game? I mean, y'all are in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's a home game with 70,000 plus coming in, so even if we were locked into a certain position, I think there would be pressure on us to come out here, perform in front of our fans, get some momentum heading into playoffs, have a good performance, feel good about it. I feel confident heading into a potential mid-round or midweek playoff game.
How important is it to make, they're one of the best MLS teams of all time at this point. How important is it to make a statement, not only to get second place, but to make a statement against arguably the best team in MLS?
I don't think we're looking at it as making a statement against them. We went up to their place and played a very good game early on in the season, and I know a lot of things have changed since then on both sides, but whether we win or lose this game, if we were to face them in the playoffs, we're going to be confident. We think that we have a team that can compete against anybody in the league. We've got a lot of talent on our team. We feel good about how things have gone throughout the season. But we want to finish strong. We want to come out here and have a good performance and get a victory. We know that we control our own destiny as far as getting a home playoff game at least, and that's what we want to do.
How do you avoid?
Go ahead. A little off topic. The U.S. men's national team didn't qualify. What do you think moving forward the program needs to do? You're a player who went abroad, came back to MLS. Just broadly, what do you think the U.S. men's program needs to do moving forward?
I don't know. I don't know in particular. I heard a lot of talk about starting over from the top down. Getting rid of Sunu and moving on. I have no idea if that's what needs to happen, but whether that does or that doesn't, hiring the next coach is a huge move. Not the interim coach, but making sure that the next coach is the coach that's going to bring us to the next World Cup and has the time to put a system in place and put things in place that's going to help the team. And even if that means a year of struggle, then take the long-term approach and hope that come next World Cup qualifying cycle we're where we need to be.
Looks like with the guys returning from injuries, international commitments done, just how's the squad looking right now? Looks like some Miguel's running around. He announced that he's practicing and having Brad back consistently. Just how's the squad overall as a captain looking ahead into this final game?
We're good. We're prepared. The bodies that are ready are feeling good. Obviously we're still missing Greg and Brandon Vasquez. Alec can. So a few guys won't be participating this weekend, but the rest of us feel good. We feel confident. We've had a good week of training this week. We're looking forward to the opportunity on Sunday. It's not often you get to go out there in front of 71,000 fans that are cheering for you, that are going to be loud and create that environment that you love to play in front of. So we're really looking forward to it.
How do you avoid scoreboard watching or looking out? I'm sure you've been on site seeing all scenarios, if you win, if you lose, where you'll play. How do you avoid all of those scenarios or just focus on getting your 3 points on Sunday?
I think that one that could help us out and not put the scores on the scoreboard.
So you don't
have you requested? I was asking, have you requested that?
No, I don't care whether they're up there or not. If they're up there, I'm going to look, of course. I think it's natural when there's breaks in plays to take a peek to see what else is going on. But like I said earlier, we know that we control our own destiny as far as getting third or fourth place. That's very important. We know that second place is a little bit out of our control. We need some help for that, but we definitely want to finish in the top 4. We want to have a home playoff game if we're going to play in that round, and getting a victory ensures that. So as long as we take care of our business, whether we come in second, third, or fourth, so be it.
Will you check the scores at halftime?
I don't know. It depends on how our game's going. I think if I'm frustrated and not happy with our performance, then no. I think if things are going well and we're in a good mood, then yeah.
And you can't wear an Apple Watch or anything, right? And get score updates.
That would be a little distracting.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously we're kind of new ground here as far as the MLS playoffs. Give us some idea of what that time of year is like in this league and the intensity that brings.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, like in any other sport, the intensity just goes up a level. I try and say that our home games, during that run, there were games where we're scoring 3-4 goals a half. We're scoring 6-7 goals a game. That's not going to happen in the playoffs. That game against New York last week was a playoff game feel. Both teams had a few chances. We went on the road and created a few chances, enough to score, enough to win the game, and then there are going to be periods of time where you're going to have to bunker down and survive, and that's what we did. There's just less mistakes, there's more focus, and less chances, so you have to be ready to take those chances and know that you need a little bit of luck, but also the victory is the most important. You want to have a good performance, but in the end, you don't need a good performance in order to win. Most important is scoring more goals than the other team.
Is there any part of you that's surprised that a first-year team is where it is now?
No, not at all. The feel of it since day one has been more than a first-year team. The club was prepared for the season. The roster was put together well. We've got some great talent on this team and good role players as well. A good mix of veterans and young guys. So it doesn't surprise me at all. We're where we thought we would be, and from here we're going to go for it.
Are y'all practicing penalty kicks yet?
Not yet.
You expect that you will?
I would.
Yeah.
You going to take one so you can get your first goal?
Does that count?
I don't know. I don't think it does.
Shootout? No, I don't think so.
But you can at least hit it.
Anything else?
Yeah, real quick. Kind of what lessons do you think you could draw from the 2-2 match up in Toronto moving forward? I know they have an amazing squad of players up front, but from a defensive standpoint, what did you learn from that match?
In the first half, we were just way too stretched. We were playing a lot of 1v1, Leandro and I, against Javinko and Altidore, and that's not in anybody's favor in the league. You can't play 2-on-2 against those guys. So we've gone over some things since then and how we want to avoid those situations. But I remember it being a really fast-paced, especially first half game where just two good teams going back and forth. It was open, it was up and down. So we need to be ready for that. We know that they're very strong and very capable, and we know that we need to have a very, very good performance if we're going to win that game.
Y'all had a really different formation for that game too, if I remember right, at least from looking online at it. almost like didn't have a left midfielder or something like that. He overloaded the right side.
I don't even remember actually.
Okay.
I don't-
Yeah, it was